Hello everyone, thank you for joining us. Today we are going to draw textures and we are going to practice this on a body. So we'll be using probably the example of a character or characters to accomplish this. So what we can do is start off putting down some framework, and I've thought of, when it comes to textures, so a sort of a metallic texture on a body, and I'm talking about let's say a character like the Silver Surfer. If you have heard of this character before, you if you haven't, we will just introduce him briefly. So Silver Surfer is a spacefaring character in the Marvel universe. He has been previously, in any case, been featured in at least one movie. Yes, at least in one movie as well. So you might be familiar with this character. So he's a cosmic enforcer of sorts. He's a good guy, but he's a herald to the other cosmic entity known as Galactus. So why we have just picked Silver Surfer is because he is all metallic. And although we have done a metallic character in the past, like in one of our videos, we tapped into Colossus of the X-Men and worked on some textures, but that was a speed video. But here we are actually exploring putting down textures. So if we were to put a metallic coating on someone, how this would actually come across. So what we can do is we have a soft enough pencil for this particular practice. There's a light source always, and let's say that because if it's it's a space, it's a cosmic character, there's light sources probably on both ends, but there's always like those, because of the celestial bodies, the objects around, the sources can vary. So let's choose this side to be a little darker than this. So but before that, yes, we have to put in some sort of structure. Now this is not wildly different than the routine structure of the human body, and we have done a video focusing on the tones on a torso, even in like 2 light sources, so you could check that out as well. But that was like a tone picked for a routine flesh tone. So right here we have to make sure that when we're putting the tones down, it has to give the appearance of being metallic. So we have to have 2 varying tones going here, and we will do the job. So let's say that there's 1 tone, so it has to have that there will be a contrast and there will be soft tones coming in. And so right around the shape of the pectoral here, let's say, we can put in so lighter tone and a more aggressive and streamlined tone right there. So there won't be many blending tones. Perhaps I should put it that way. There won't be many blending tones around the different curvatures, around the different aspects of this fairly muscular framework that we have chosen to work with. Now, beforehand also we can determine, instead of like, we can go one by one, yes, and it will yield like, good results. But we could also, if we want, just have all the tones set in place with determined areas. If we do not wish to, like work, frame by frame or component by component, part by part, it could be more challenging. So that's one way of doing it, as we have been doing right here, this video. But the other way is that let's say that now we change our mind and we want to determine a flow for the rest of the frame. So let's put that concept down right now. So darker tones will go along there. So we are just deciding right now and just putting in some rough pencils going along the structure of the abs there, a bit around the obliques, and for sure a bit around the serratus structure here. And then we will go into the lighter tones. So lighter tones as in tones like this area here. So we could just put those out right, just like that, right away. And if you notice that we've used the same pencil to do this, we could work with two different pencils, and that usually has better results. But if let's say that we were stuck with one pencil, we can do something along these lines. So darker and lighter, and of course we'll make these more defined now that when we'll go into them. And right here, putting in a darker tone, and the coinciding lighter tone, and perhaps a hint of darker tone there as well. And same, let's cover this arm as well. So we have to again imagine that around the bulges, around the curves, there's that light source illuminating different aspects of this guy's frame. So for now, around the abs, so softer tones right there, and essentially if they're like put right after the dark tone there, it's actually better. It stands out a little more. Okay, darker tones, and then there's the coinciding lighter tones. And right here, darker tone cast from the shadow, and some lighter tones running right around the torso like that. Now what we'll do is we're going to just like, now we can interact the tones a little more. So darker, and if you notice now on the human body, yes, the ab structure might be highlighted this way through tones, but essentially like there's a more smoother blending of the different areas. Now here, this has this like wavy feel to it, and the reason is because we are focusing on the metallic feel of it, or at least like if it's not like metallic, we are focusing on a more solid and smoother surface than flesh, and hence we are trying to achieve the very sharp contrast there in terms of highlighting the components in the abs here. So right here it will be the same routine. Now if you, I think that we are beginning to have that feel that there's this wavy texture going on all throughout this guy's frame. Now you can use some variations as in, for instance, hefty bulge right there, and then cap it off with the striation right there to make it like separate in terms of a muscle group, and then carrying on that more contrasting streak right down his body. Sorry, yes, right up his arm in this case. It's going up, and that is pretty much it. And now let's actually also focus on the head for a second. So along the neck right there, let's give him a what we say, sort of an outline as well. And we've also done a portion of the delt right there again with the same smooth metallic texture. And then right here, keeping the flow like darker toward this side. We're doing that. Could also do that around the bicep. And then I guess around the head, let's just keep a type of texture. And since it's like a chrome dome here in terms of his head, we have just put in like even like 2 lines there to give that that metallic feel. Highlight the under chin there a little bit. And just do that around the face. Now, the Silver Surfer is a perfect example of this, and you could check out the sketches from various artists, and you will find it like really helpful if you focus on a character like this for such an exercise. So we're just putting in some tones so that he can have his hand. And there we have it. The finger set is a little compromised there, but that's fine. That was not really part of the exercise. We're just focusing on the tones on the torso here. But to fix this, just go like that. 1, 2, and it'll do. And that's about it. So that is the core of our exercise. And of course you can have all sorts of variations according to the anatomy that we are trying to highlight and present. We can have different variations, but yes, the smoother wavy lines will help determine the texture in this case. So please do try it out. Thank you very much for watching. We put out content pretty much every day, so please subscribe, keep in touch, and have yourself a wonderful day.